What is up, everybody? It's me, Trigger Happy Gamer, and before the video starts, please ignore my voice. I have really bad allergies right now, but my voice is silky smooth. Ooh la la. Anyway, and today I am doing a story, about a spiteful person that I had to deal with all my life through 3rd grade up to 6th grade. Anyway, so I went to an elementary school and I didn't meet my best friend until 4th grade. And I really wanted to be friends with everyone. I thought that I could please everyone. I thought that I could be everyone's friend. But, I was kind of stupid. Anyway, it's 3rd grade and I'm all excited because, well, it's a new year and I get to see some of my old friends and make some new friends. And I think the teacher's name was Miss Palmer. And so we're standing in line waiting for the teachers to open the door so that we can get to class, because we had to stand outside. Whether it was snowing or raining, you had to stand outside until the bell rang. And then you had to wait for your teacher to come in and all that stuff. Anyway, it'd been about a week of school at that point, and I was trying to make new friends. And I saw this guy, we'll call him Anthony. Anyway, Anthony was kind of by himself with one other kid. And their names, and his name with the one other kid, I'll call him Joseph. And so I thought maybe this could be a great chance to make a new friend. Apparently everyone was scared of me in 3rd grade, which is kind of confusing because I was really chubby, so I just kind of waddled places. Anyway, I figured that I could, blowing into the mic. So I figured, I lived with guys all my life. My neighborhood, I didn't get a girl in my age in my neighborhood until 4 years ago. So I walk up to this kid and I introduce myself, and I'm as polite as I can be. I'm doing what my mom says. Well, he basically, this is the short version, he told me to F off. We're in 3rd grade. I'd never heard that word before. And so I was really shocked, and so I just went to class, and that was it. I really wanted to be his friend, so I drew him a picture, and of course it had stick arms, and it was, because it's a 3rd grader drawing it, and I didn't know much about drawing. So, anyway, fast forward to a few months in it, and I was getting called by everyone a tattletale. This kid had turned the entire class against me. I remember feeling really lost. I had some friends in the class, but they were kind of too scared to approach me because, well, this kid, Anthony, was so scary. No one liked him. He was the biggest bully in the grade. And I know bully sounds like such a stupid word when you're on the internet, but that's what he was. No joke. Allergies. So I ended up getting the nickname Tattletale or Snitch. Everybody called me it because if something bad happened, I'd tell the teacher. And it's only understandable that I would tell a teacher. So, and I still have problems telling people things because I'm scared people will start calling me Snitch or Tattletale again. And I don't know why. It just left such a deep impression on me that sometimes it's hard to talk to teachers. Anyway, fast forward 1 year, and it's a new school year, 4th grade. I have a new teacher who's really strict, and no Anthony in sight. Hooray, I'm safe. So I'm really excited to start this new year, and because he's not there anymore. I would hang out with my brother on the playground, much to his dismay, and chase him around like a sick puppy. And I was in, I can't remember my old teacher's name, so I'll just call her Miss H. Miss H did not understand my needs for reading and writing because I have a visual impairment, and it kind of makes it hard for me to see. Well, I'm going blind. I will be blind eventually one day, maybe. But what happened, I ended up getting really happy, and I made 2 new friends. And one of them had the reputation of peeing his pants in the 4th grade, so not a lot of people liked him, but I was really nice to him. He was really awkward around me, and it was really weird. He was a weird kid, but I tried to be nice to him because that's what you did. And I think it was about halfway through the first term, here comes Anthony again, and he had been transferred out of his old class because he was bullying some of the special needs kids, and so they put him in my class, and we had 2 special needs kids in the class, the guy I mentioned and another girl, and she wasn't allowed to sit next to him, and so I had to, in the very back of the classroom, even though I was supposed to sit in the front. And my mom and my Braille teacher were pissed, and so she'd switch me all the time so that I always had to be in the back next to Anthony, and he loved picking on me. And then one day they moved me to the front. They took my desk that was next to Anthony's, and they moved it to the front, and I sat there, and I was happy. I was away from him, I was away from the back, and I could see the board, and I could read. So fast forward from first term to about Halloween. We're all in our silly costumes having fun, and we all got like these paddles that had the ball and string attached to them. I can't remember what they're called, but I was messing around with mine trying to get the hang of it because my hand-eye coordination isn't that good. And so we had been doing this for about an hour, or a half an hour, and I'm having fun, and I was starting to get a hang of it, and Anthony walks by my desk, grabs it, and tries to take it out of my hand, and I was done, and I told him no. I just said no, and he said, "What was that?" And I went, "No, again, you can't have my paddle. This is mine. You have your own, you're not taking mine." And he leaned in, and he told me that if I didn't give it to him, he was going to kill me. Looking back, he probably couldn't have done anything, but he pulled out this tiny pocket knife and showed it to me. Put it back in, and he goes, "I'll kill you after school if you don't give it to me." And I said, "No." And I ran in crying to the substitute teacher who called the office. He didn't get in trouble, surprisingly enough, even though my mom called the principal and the substitute teacher told the principal and wrote him down. I'm pretty sure he wasn't doing that good. And so my mom moved me out of that classroom. And then I didn't see him for another few years. I don't think I ever saw him again in a class personally. My mom had switched me out of the classroom after that incident, and and I went to another teacher who taught me to love drawing. So it does get better, and even if it doesn't, you might not see them again when you switch schools and go up a grade, up a school level, whether it's middle school or junior high or whatever you guys do, whatever. It does get better, but probably was the most degrading and insulting years of my life. One more story This one is about a kid who was in my 9th grade year of science. I was going through therapy for depression at the time, and I had to sit next to this kid. And he hated me. We had worked together before, and this year he just decided he hated me. And the teacher, she loved him. She hated whatever I did. I always got in trouble for the things he did. Like, he used to talk with his friends all the time, and he was really rude. And I know I'm just saying this from my eyes, but I've looked at it through every perspective possible as the years gone by. She's still there. She's a bad teacher. That's what she is. She told me that boys will be boys and get over it. But this kid, he would push my stuff on the ground, and he would steal my stuff. He would call me a pervert. He stole my colored pencils once, and she set him in the front with all his best buds, and they never got in trouble, and I was in the very back, and for a while I was by myself, and whenever I got into that class, it got to the point where I'd have panic attacks seeing this kid, and teacher didn't do anything about it. I told the counselor, and she talks to this kid, and his excuse for why he treated me so bad was that I gave him dirty looks when I was too afraid to look at him, because I knew if I looked at him, he was going to make fun of me, and I was going to cry, and then I was going to fail the class, and I need to earn this credit for high school because it's 9th grade. I'm a freshman. I need this. And he always pulled crap like that. And he got away with it. But now I'm in a different school. I don't have to worry about him anymore. And I don't think I ever will. Because what's the point of worrying about someone who doesn't exist? But if you take anything out of this, it does get better. Bad teachers get fired, and even though new teachers get hired, bad teachers get fired, you're not going to be there forever. It was probably one of the most ridiculous. I don't know why I thought everyone would be my friend. If you've seen the picture of me in my swimsuit, quotes, with my clothes underneath, people were afraid of that girl. And it makes me laugh. I was such an awkward, chubby thing, and it's just ridiculous. But it does get better, and people change. Who knows? Both of those kids may be well behaved. Seriously doubt it, because both of them one of them has gone to juvie several times. Anthony has gone to juvie before, and the other kid is really like a wrestler, so he's at least got a way to take out his frustration, but I haven't seen him in years, so I wouldn't know, or in 2 years now. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have anything you'd like me to share for a story time next time, please feel free to. I've got a lot of stories about, like, from video games to sibling fights, so if you want me to share another story, I'll be happy to. Anyway, bye.